respectful, otherwise Kai will come down on you as he did last year and expel you. So, what I was saying before the latecomers arrive, I'm going to recap. Everything in business and in life starts with you, okay? So, what I want you to do is look deep within yourself and ask yourself this question: what do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I value? What am I all about? Because that is where you'll find what will make you different and better and more competitive than every other streamer. Because when you do this, you identify, ignore them, you identify what your default throwaway descriptor is. And let me explain what I mean by that. Ignore any knocking on the door, they're late, it's their own fault. So, your default throwaway descriptor is what happens when two people meet somewhere in the outside world, okay, questions at the end.
But it's important, it's so important.
I'm going to come on to that. Questions at the end. Trust the professor, do not disrespect the professor, okay? So, and you are going to find this bit actively, practically useful, so please shut up and listen. Your default throw descriptor is what happens when
No. You want to go?
I'm telling you, don't
That's the cameraman out there. No.
Go away. Oh my gosh.
Regular or not, was me. That game was not me.
Who was it?
The little blitz over here, right there, he's
Oh my God, why is this?
I'm bitching now.
Please lock that door again. Please lock that door again. Okay, please, everybody listen, because, lock that door again.
So sorry.
I don't care. It's 20 past 10. We don't have a lot of time for me to teach you. And I want to teach you, and I assume you're here because you want to learn.
Yes. No more interruptions, guys, please.
Yeah, and again, your default throw script is what happens when out there at Stream University at a party, two people meet and they're talking. Okay?
Right.
One of those people knows you and the other one doesn't. So your name comes up in the conversation with the person who knows you. They go, blah, 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 your name. And the other person goes, oh, your name, who's that? And the first person goes, oh, you know your name, they are blah. Your default throw descriptor is how somebody sums you up very quickly when you are not in the room. Every one of you already has a default throw descriptor. And as you can imagine, you would want that to be what you would like it to be. Okay? So when you identify your personal default throw descriptor, your one-liner, you want to make sure that that is how people talk about you when you are not around. Especially because you want to be your own filter. Okay? And what I mean by that is, I'm going to give you the example of how I operate, because everything I talk to you about, I'm doing myself. So if you look at my social media profiles, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc., this is my default throw descriptor. This is my one-liner, my tagline. I like to blow shit up. I am the Michael Bay of business. Now, how that came about was, years ago, I work as a business consultant. And years ago, I was talking to some consultancy clients about my approach to consulting. And I said to them, I consult very selectively, only for clients and brands who want to change the game in their particular sector. You come to me for radical, innovative, groundbreaking, transformative. I don't do status quo. And then I lightheartedly off the cuff went, I like to blow shit up. I'm Michael Bay business. Everyone laughed, and I left the room and I thought, that is a really good way of summing up what I do. But here's the point. I do not use this line as a bit of fun, as a bit of creativity, a bit of whimsy. I use this line entirely deliberately because when I talk about what I do in this way, it attracts to me it attracts to me the people who want what I do. It actively repels the ones who don't. And I want to repel the people who do not want what I do because they are a waste of time, effort, and money. So when you identify your one-liner, You put it out there. You attract to you the people who want what you do. You keep away the ones who don't. You don't waste time and money.
Yep.
This may sound very old school, but how many of you in this room own yourowname.com? The URL that is yourowname.com. Hands up, show of hands. Okay. Not enough of you. And ignore that. And this may sound old school, but I make this point because it's very easy today to kind of go, I need my handle on Twitch, on Instagram, on TikTok, and to forget about owningyourowname.com. The reason you want to do that is because back in the day, this is how you got to be high in the rankings on Google search. Today, this is how you get to be high in the rankings on AI search. And that's a whole different ballgame. So, if you don't already, buy yourowname.com. If you have a name that's quite common, you can make it yourname.com or a variation.
I like that.
Throw up a very basic homepage, Wix, Squarespace, and load it up with keywords that are how you want to be found. Okay? If you want to connect with brands who do this, this, and this, load those keywords on your homepage. If you want to, say things about yourself that are how you want people to see you, load those words on the homepage. So after this, buy yourowname.com and load it up, because that's how you will service an AI search today.
Wow.
Now, I'm guessing that. Oh, right, okay. Okay. Can you relock the door, please?
Yeah.
Shut the door, relock and right. Everybody, silence. I assume this is what we'd all like to get to. Less work, more money.
Yes.
Okay, so.
I love making money.
Right, so what I find is that a lot of people think that there are only two approaches to business models, how you make money. One is, this is how you make money in our industry. This is the only way you'll ever make money. Or they think, no talking in class. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. Guys, we're in class, stop talking, learn. Or people think there are a set number of ways to make money out there. I have to do one of those. Neither is true. You can design your own business model, and a really good starting point is to ask yourself, how would I like to make money? Literally, again, look within yourself and go, what is the ideal way in which I would make money? Is it passive income? Is it doing this? Because you can design your own business model from the ground up. And Q&A later. And the reason that's important is when it comes to getting the right brand partnerships. So I designed, again, I do what I tell you. I designed my own business model, but this is why I've been emphasizing where you start with brands. Because shared values plus shared action equals shared profit. Financial profit and social profit for you and for the brands you work with. When you identify what you stand for, what your values are, find the brand that shares those values. You have an instant point of connection. You can reach out to them going, we are synergistic because we share these values. When you can then, together with that brand, collectively and collaboratively co-act on those values, walk the talk together, make shit happen in the real world, that's when you get shared profit, financial profit and social profit. And when you reach out to brands, it is very simple. There's a very simple way to get them to take you seriously. Okay? So there's one piece of advice I've been giving for years to people who have jobs, who want to progress up the career ladder. Okay? When you're working for a company and you want to be promoted, you want to zoom up the career ladder, there is one very simple thing that will make that happen quicker than anything else. There is one thing that will turbocharge your career more than anything else, and it's this. Understand how the company you work for makes money and recommend ways to make more money. That is the best career move you will ever undertake. The same applies to brand partnerships. When you reach out to brands, approach brands, understand how the brand makes money and tell them how working with you will make them more money. There is nobody who will not take that conversation. So make that your fundamental principle of how you approach brands, especially because people value you at the value you are seen to put on yourself. It doesn't matter how small a streamer you are, it doesn't matter if you're just starting out, absolutely project your own value. Because you want to get paid an absolute god fucking shit ton of money. So, my motto in this is, and I feel this so strongly that I had it embroidered on a sweater, my motto is, fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. So this is, again, everybody, I like to keep things very simple. I'm giving you a very simple piece of advice. Here is the single most important piece of negotiation advice you need to know. When you engage with a brand, this is the amount you ask for. You ask for the highest amount you can say out loud without actually bursting out laughing.
Right.
Practice that in front of a mirror. I'm absolutely serious. Ask for the highest amount you can say out loud with a straight face. Okay? It works. I've been giving people this advice for literally decades. I hear every week from someone going, oh my God, Cindy, I did that and it worked. Now, when you have negotiated that highest amount you can say out loud without actually bursting out laughing, here are the two most magical words in any independent creator's vocabulary, okay? These are the magical words that will make your life blissful that you must remember, and those two words are payment up front.
Oh yeah, right.
Absolutely. Always negotiate payment up front. And do not lift a finger until that money is in your bank account. Do not start working if you have not been paid. I cannot emphasize this. Q&A at the end. No, you can object at the end.
It's for taxes. That's why they.
So, those are the principles I want you to take away from this class. I'm going to talk to you about how I've built a content creation platform because there are some lessons in that you will also benefit from. So, 17 years ago, I started Make Love Not Porn. And I started it because...
Wow. Wait, what happened? Wait, say that one more time?
So, I started Make Love Not Porn because I realized through dating younger men that when we don't talk openly and honestly about sex in the real world, porn becomes sex education by default in not a good way. So, I'm a naturally close that door and lock it, please. Close the door and lock it. So, I'm a naturally action-oriented person, as I think you realise. I went, I'm going to do something about that. So 17 years ago, I put up on no money a tiny clunky website at makelovenotporn.com that in its original version was kind of a public service announcement. Porn world versus real world. Here's what happens in the porn world, here's what really happens in the real world. I launched Make Love Not Porn at the TED conference in 2009. You can find my talk on TED.com. It's notorious because I became the only TED speaker to utter the words, come on my face, on the TED stage several times. The talk went viral. You can watch the talk on TED.com. And the entire world responded. I realized I'd uncovered a huge global social issue. And so that is when I turned Make Love Not Porn into what we are today, which is the world's first and only user-generated, 100% human-curated, real-world sex video sharing platform. So the way to think about us is, guys, stop talking or leave the classroom. You can talk outside. Seriously, I don't mind. So if porn is the Hollywood blockbuster movie, Make Love Not Porn is the badly needed documentary. We are a unique window onto the funny, messy, loving, wonderful sex we all have in the real world. We are normalizing, destigmatizing, socializing sex, bringing it out of the shadows into the sunlight to promote consent, communication, good sexuality behavior. We are literally sex education through real world demonstration. And here's something very important for you to know. Because I designed Make Love Not Porn to be the safest place on the internet. And the reason I did that is because the young white male founders of the giant tech platforms that dominate all our lives today, they are not the primary targets of